design and the cooperations and the partnerships, and the system allows it to operate both on electrified and non-electrified tracks. So now we are going to have a short overview about the British rail market and how Stadler is positioned there, and this overview will give us Ralph Farrell. He is the UK and Ireland Sales Director of Stadler. Welcome, Ralph Farrell.
Good morning, everybody. It's amazing to see so many people here. So it's very nice that you find your way to our presentation. And obviously the weather is nice and kind to us as well, unlike yesterday. So thank you very much for joining. Today I'm going to say some words and some of my colleagues will follow after. So for us, of course, this locomotive and the unveiling of this locomotive is very important. Stadler is not only in the UK, but in general, very much interested in supporting the customers with their decarbonization approaches, and of course that's what this locomotive will do. So this locomotive is going to be new muscles for the freight market, I would call it, for the future in the UK, and it will be underpin our interest in providing green technology to the country, to also support the government's initiatives for decarbonization and green technologies. So for us as Stadler, we have quite a presence in the UK, so we are more than 400 people in the service segment. We support social value ideas, we are part of the supply chain in the country. So for us, this is another milestone, a new trailblazing locomotive that we will bring into the country. The nice thing is, of course, that I stood before you 2 years ago at the last InnoTrans, and we're also able to present a brand new project. So I hope we can continue this with the UK market, so that in 2 years' time, there's another trailblazing project that we can present. So I just hope that we will find the right product for it. So I think that's what I wanted to say with regards to the market in the UK. Thank you very much for coming, and I'm happy to hand over to Janine again.
Thank you. Thanks, Ralph, for the short overview. And now we are going to talk about the technical highlights. So actually, Stadler does not build trains and locomotives in the UK market. In the UK, we have services and maintenance, and this locomotive is built in Spain. So now we are going to get an overview about the technical highlights, and it will be presented from the Executive Vice President of Spain, or in Spain, of Stadler, Inigo Parra. I think to save some time, I will just stay here, and maybe you can describe the technical highlights.
Well, first of all, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being with us. We are very happy to be here with GB Rail Freight and Beacon to present this Class 99, the latest state-of-the-art of a 6-axle dual-mode locomotive. We have been in the UK market for the last 10 years, listening to our customers, and definitely looking to what might be the future of this market, actually the present. Decarbonization, as Ralph have said, but along with decarbonization, okay, 25 kV, okay, 1.8 kV diesel, okay, creating a big locomotive for freight, more than 500 kilonewtons tractive effort, equipped with the latest state-of-the-art. Also in terms of security, we are accommodating the two systems that are used in the UK, and also fitted with the possibility to retrofit the locomotive for ETCS, okay, in the future if needed. So we are delighted to present you this locomotive that I'm sure that our customers of our customer will love it, our drivers will love it, okay, comfort, security, and is what is at the base of our design work. Total cost of operation and maintainability. We know that we have to provide reliability to the market and good products, and this is where we are, and that's what we are doing. Thank you very much, both Adams and John, for your support, okay, and Ralph for the market support. So thank you very much for the confidence that you have in us in Valencia, and I'm looking forward to continue our great collaboration. Thank you again.
Of GB Rail Freight, and he will, or I will, and we will get to know what are your expectations from the operation of this locomotive.
Thank you, and welcome everyone today. Isn't she beautiful? It is a she, and when you see it first of all, it just makes the right impression. A few of the rail press in the UK have written about that. Needs to work, Inigo, but it is just a thing of beauty and it's the next step forward for us. So welcome everyone. My name's John Smith. I'm the CEO of GB Rail Freight and have been since 2000, over 23 years. Now there are in life there are bad days, there are average days, there are good days, and then there's the occasional great day. And for me, this is one of the great days for our business, for GB Rail Freight, and what we're about to embark on with Stadler, with Valencia, with Inigo's team in the introduction of these trains. We've grown from very humble beginnings. There was just me originally, but we've grown the business now to be the largest rail freight operator in the UK. And in doing so, we have to decarbonise what we do. Rail freight has a reputation for being carbon friendly, but the development of road technology as time passes is getting ahead of us, and our assets, such as this locomotive, last 30 or 40 years, and there becomes a point where we needed to change. We needed to move on from the diesel traction. And it was a meeting with Inigo, with Stadler, with the team in Valencia, and with their commitment to want to move things on and work with us to develop these trains and to find finance for it through Beacon, that the three of us have managed to create the train that's behind it. There's also a need to carry risk in anything that you do like this. We carry risk. We've got to sell the asset when it gets into the UK. Inigo's got risk in building the thing and developing a new asset. So when you come together, it's an understanding of managing that risk between us that is hugely important. And in fairness, it suits a country like the UK, where electrification and capital investment isn't great from the government at the moment. So consequently, a lot of the services that we operate have 10, 15, 20% of the mileage where there are no wires. So having a locomotive with a diesel that's got a lot of grunt to it is hugely important. So whilst, I think the other important thing to say, whilst our national government at the moment seem hell-bent on nationalising the majority of our industry, rail freight remains a very private sector operation. And in being so, hopefully, the government will appreciate the capital that's being invested, that is all public sector money. So thank you, Inigo, Ralph. Thank you to Beacon. I'd like to put a special thank out to Trev Butler. I don't know whether he's here as well, Adam, but we've worked together to achieve what is fantastic, and I can't wait to see her in action, Inigo. Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning everyone, and welcome to Intertrans Berlin, this magnificent locomotive. I have to say it's been for me a journey over many years to stand up here looking at a locomotive like this. It feels like only yesterday that I was doing a very similar thing for a Class 66 about 30 years ago, and I'm not quite sure who'd aged worse. I'm also pleased that John has chosen the Beacon colours to launch this locomotive in, which is very kind of you, John. But I also say that this is a locomotive born out of a vision of changing the market and actually doing something about it. What GB Rail Freight have done and bringing to Beacon and Stadler have then gone and produced, is quite remarkable. A story of several people, Bob and Trevor, who you mentioned, who will be here later, John, he's not quite here yet, sat in a room and said, we can make a difference. It was presented to us and we went to Stadler and said, can you help us make a difference? And the result is what you see here. It's a magnificent locomotive. Some of us have been in this industry a long time. This does things other locomotives can't do. It retains a 1.8 kilowatt power. That means it can go up those banks down at Felixstowe, up to Ipswich, go onto the wires and do things in the UK which no other locomotive can do. It can take chunks of time going around difficult capacity constrained networks. Anyone familiar with the UK network will know how much of a debate capacity on the West Coast Main Line is in particular at the moment. This locomotive, under the wires, can take 20 to 30 minutes off a typical freight journey which would be done by a diesel-only locomotive. That is the product of a lot of hard work and a lot of ambition and a lot of vision. Inigo, thank you for what you've done. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you. Ricky and Rennie over there, thank you. You have project managed this magnificently. John, what can I say? We've worked together and against each other for 25 years, and it's nothing but pleasure to work with you on this wonderful, wonderful Class 99. Thank you to everyone who supported the locomotive here. We are delighted to be able to be part of the financing team who can, not just this locomotive, but we've actually got an order for 30 plus 20 of these. That's 50 locomotives we're looking to see on the UK network running around. That is ambition. We want that to be the next 66. And we look forward to inviting you to all see this locomotive. Thank you.
A really nice partnership. We wish you all the best. Actually, Stadler prepared some presents for you, and we also want to celebrate with you, with our speakers, and also with our guests. So we have a glass of Prosecco and a couple of seconds, and I think we will also do some pictures. You could also go upstairs, I think. So we want to celebrate with you and with the guests, and afterwards you have the possibility to do a little tour through the locomotive, and our speakers will stay a little bit longer. So if there are any interest in taking a media interview or to take some pictures, then please feel free to ask them. Have a safe trip. Thank you.